Newbee's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Newbee's turn to pick.
Did you do it?
Ten seconds remaining.
I wasn't at the event, so I
5
can't do that.
seconds remaining.
Crystal Maiden.
Dire team pick.
Was it the NA team that qualified to the event? It was Pretty Boy Swag. It was Ryu Boris' team, right?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Apparently very scary. Chen Enchantress.
Dire
First
team
pick IO
pick.
from iG.Vit.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sand King.
Yeah, definitely.
Newbee's
Now
turn to
comes the
pick.
Sand King. You know, IO's interesting. We always see these different heroes pairing up with them. We had an era where it was like Chaos Knight every game back in like the Alliance days, and then Tiny as well too. And now it's kind of moving on to these other tankier heroes like Bristleback and stuff.
10 seconds remaining.
Sometimes the Legion Commander too.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
Yep. The Ghost Shroud is so good. Actually, it doubles the healing, so when people get like Magic Wand and stuff, he just shoots right back up. But you know, if there weren't a whole lot of defusal blades, I bet you'd see him in a lot more games.
Dire team ban. Newbee's turn to ban.
For like ever.
Highly picked. So
Yeah, that's true. Juggernaut, second choice for Newbee here. I have to say, this background music is really enhancing my drafting.
I'm glad you're
experience.
enjoying it. I'm glad you made the decision to
I was
turn it
gonna say
on.
something happened, dude. You're pumped up now.
Yeah, he's into it.
I'm energized.
5
He's ready to
seconds
go.
I also
remaining.
took a break from caffeine for 5 days when I was in Europe, and now this
team
coffee
ban.
is really just. I'm really loving it.
I didn't know that.
Yep, I took a little break.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, okay. That's why. All right, well, more bans coming
10
out. M Spirit
seconds
taken out.
remaining.
iG.Vitality had it pretty good with Cicada, even going that old Battle
5
Fury build.
seconds
It
remaining.
actually worked out pretty well for them at the end of the game. Weaver banned out, conversely, against Newbee, as Mugi's one of his
Reserve
main
time.
heroes, but they already have the Jug, which was actually played by SCCC in the last game in the mid lane, and that could absolutely happen this game as well, depending on the matchup, but we'll see if that is going to be the case, or if he wants to go more towards an SCC hero like Quap or something.
Quap.
That's a pretty popular hero all of a sudden, too. That and like Puck, they're back. Those two heroes are back again.
I'm glad.
Newbee's turn to
I think the
ban.
talents that Puck has just make him so much more viable than he used to be.
Yes.
They actually gave him a late game with his talents. Like that was his problem, right? He
Yeah.
would dominate in like that early and mid part of the game, and then just nothing late game.
420
10
gold.
seconds remaining.
Pretty dank.
A lot of things with gold, apparently.
5 seconds remaining.
Who knew?
Yeah, Quap just is it's a cool tempo hero, right? Like
Reserve
OD
time.
is scary. You see him banned out a lot, but you've also seen these games where OD just gets run over. 15 minutes in, he has half of a Hurricane Pike, maybe a Midas, and you're just knocking down towers, and there's really not a hell of a lot he can do about it. But Quap doesn't really do that, right? She can put a lot of pressure on in lane. She wins a lot of matchups, and if she gets some runes, she can gank, and
Dire team
ends up
pick.
really scaling pretty well. A relatively hard hero to shut down.
I think if she gets those kills, she can absolutely kind of snowball out of control. I guess that's with any mid lane hero, though. You can shut her down too. I don't know. It's
10 seconds
I just
remaining.
like Quap because it facilitates more in the early game, as you were mentioning. I feel like the OD.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, he's involved in some early game ganks, and he can steal a lot of intelligence,
Reserve
but
time.
it's not quite like a Quap who can come in, especially if heroes are diving your towers. That's really where Puck and Quap, I think, do their best, is when somebody's diving a tier 1 tower.
Anything but Razor.
Yep.
Dude.
Well, I mean, we probably won't see Razor, I would imagine.
Sven
So there's
stands
that.
ready.
There it is.
Hey!
Got it,
Sven,
buddy.
all right.
Newbee's turn
That
to
seems like
pick.
an early Sven pick, doesn't it?
Does.
Like if they really, really wanted to, they could have waited one more pick before taking that Sven. But I guess it's a good enough matchup against the Juggernaut to where it doesn't matter too much.
Yep. I like it.
10
And of
seconds
course, folks, we're
remaining.
aware the audio's out of sync here. We're watching the draft in the client, and
5
we
seconds
are
remaining.
giving you the video here from our Chinese feed so you can see the players in all their glory.
Reserve time.
And yep, that draft is a little bit delayed from our feed. It's coming all the way from Taiwan. All right, come on. It went through the internet. It went under the ocean. Cut it some slack. Pudge. Whoa.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Team pick.
All right, I'm into it.
Buckle your
Didn't they
seatbelts.
pick this against EG, I think?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Kaka
Yeah.
played Pudge. There's a couple Pudge players, man. In the Chinese team, we got Dogfights. He plays a lot of Pudge too, and Kaka.
Mhm.
He definitely fell off a bit ever since that
10
hook
That
nerf,
seconds
hook
but
change,
remaining.
the
Yeah.
speed is rough. You will see a couple
It's
misses this
tough,
game,
man.
even though
Spirit
Kaka is
breaker.
insanely good.
Yeah, I
Newbee's turn to
I'm
pick.
intrigued. Yeah, it's quite good against Wisp. You can separate the pairing. It's good lockdown for Sven, someone who's going to go for BKB. I mean, you can just dismember Omni Slash if he doesn't have Warcry up. That's a pretty much guaranteed kill.
10 seconds
I like this
remaining.
fourth Spirit Breaker, a nice aggressive roamer for iG.Vitality,
5
somebody that can
seconds
get to the
remaining.
back line, interrupt the Crystal Maiden. Not someone that Pudge really wants to go blow for blow with either,
Reserve
right?
time.
SB, like
Yeah,
great
definitely.
early game, and like Pudge does not win that exchange. Even with Rod on, he just dies faster.
Yep.
it's a nice tool they have too to lock down the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Bin doesn't really do a whole lot against Spirit Breaker, so
yeah,
that is
this-
nice.
The split pushing options are a little more limited now. I also
They've
think
got
kind
the-
of keeping tabs on the Pudge too with charge and things like that. Just small little things for the Spirit Breaker.
Definitely, there's also the global presence from the IO. They can charge and to relocate and gank anyone on the map.
Dire
Wow.
team
Well, I
back.
was thinking Timbersaw would be a great choice for Newbee here. 4 strength, heavy melee. Show
How
me a
would they
Timber.
zone the Timbersaw too? Like they have no damage in the lane to deal with him at all.
Yeah.
Super good.
But they settle for an
10
Enigma.
seconds remaining.
I guess this is an off-lane Enigma.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
could
looks like-
still do
5
Jug mid,
seconds
safe lane
remaining.
Timber if you wanted to, I suppose. I don't know how you would lane it. It'd be a little weird, for sure. Yeah. That would have been nice, too. I don't know.
Newbee's
I'm into
turn
the
to
Enigma,
pick.
though.
I definitely think some teams would have thought instantly, to pick a Timbersaw there, especially with heroes like OD and Nyx Assassin out of the game. They prefer the Enigma, I guess. Stabler hero.
Yeah.
10
Well,
seconds
Enigma
remaining.
versus heavy melee is quite good. However, they
5
have a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
ways to interrupt it. Just a lot of stuns, though I guess like Sand King
Reserve
stun,
time.
not a great source unless you have the perfect angle.
Newbee
It's like
Queen
Stormhammer,
of
I
It,
think.
it's sort of hit or miss, right? And I
Dire
think a
team
silencer
pick.
ban is pretty warranted here.
Yeah.
Because he just sits in the way back, like out of the team fight, guaranteed interrupt, and then they can just pummel the hell out of him.
Brax, I have a question about mechanics in
Yeah.
regards to Black Hole. Does Nether Strike
10
complete when he
seconds
uses
remaining.
it on Enigma, or will he just go right into the Black Hole and it won't complete? I think it completes,
5
doesn't it?
seconds remaining.
If he's trying to cancel
I'm
the Black
pretty
Hole.
sure it completes, but I actually don't know.
That would be the one thing because
Reserve time.
BKB canceling, I think it's just that for now. So or charge too, but I don't think that completes. I think he just gets pulled in. Anyway, this is the SEC hero that we were talking about, the Queen of Pain.
iG.Quap. Good call.
He's here. This is something he's been playing a lot recently, and
they've got great team fight now.
Yeah, it's pretty ownage.
CM ult with Quap ult on Black Hole. Juggernaut up in there. Pure damage to going through. It's good just like that burst against the Wisp. You know, she can just pop that little bubble.
Yeah. This is it's going to be good. You can chase down the Sven as well with Shadow Strike. He won't be able to necessarily get away.
I feel like a key piece of Pudge is he isolates him, and then you need damage to finish him.
Yeah, and that's what she provides in spades.
Yeah.
He also like creates so much chaos in these team fights, right? Like if your Sven gets hooked, all these guys have to run in to try to save him too.
Yeah.
You can't exactly run into Enigma and Queen of Pain like that.
That's the thing too. Like they have team fighters that want to be very close to these heroes on their team and on the enemy team too. Sven is going to be up close, obviously. Sand King wants to burrow strike and move around. Spirit Breaker charge. Isle wants to be tethered to the Sven. So there's a very good chance that like a big black hole in the Sonic Wave combo can happen for Newbee. Like they have really good team fight, and iG.Vitality are going to play very close to Newbee in these team fights as well. But that's what they needed.
All right, as you'll see in a moment. Now, does that get annoying once the game starts? I'm not sure.
It's probably fine. I don't think it's a big issue.
I like it, though. Both teams with a lot of team fight. You know, a lot of setup for the Invoker, good stuns for Sunstrikes. I mean, it's a great just global lineup in general with relocates and Spirit Breaker charges all over the place. Once Blink Daggers come out, a lot of catch. But you can say the exact same thing for NewB, right? Once they get Blink Daggers, they'll have a lot of catch, a lot of follow-up burst damage. Brax, I'm curious what you think. Who's...
5 seconds
Invoker looks good, but I worry that it's going to be too slow. Like heroes like Queen of Pain, Enigma, Juggernaut too, they can group up really early and pressure these towers. So I think NewBee has a bit of an edge there, but if it's like Invoker wants to play that super ultra late game, right? But you don't really want to play that against heroes like Enigma, so I think NewBee's going to take this.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the Juggernaut to Sven, but we've seen, like, there was that one game we cast earlier in the week that was, I think, a Jug just somehow owned a Sven in the early game, so...
It's the Wisp Arcana, baby!
Yeah, oh, he's got it. And this is actually, I think, we saw this earlier today, didn't we? We saw this in the first game. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at those levels from NewBee. It's insane.
Wow.
17,000, or 1,700, not 1,000. Jeez, that would have been bad.
No, but that's still, like... what's that, $1,000 or something? I mean,
something ridiculous.
It's a lot of money.
Hopefully they get some of that money back as TI rolls around. But for now, they will try to play up into this tournament, into ZOTAC Masters, get to those grand finals. But first, they need to win this one and move on to the semifinals. We'll see if iG.Vitality can stop that from happening. As we jump into the game, it is a one-game series between iG.Vitality and NewBee, two of the Chinese juggernauts, of course. NewBee coming off a pretty solid LAN in Manila not too long ago, getting second place only up against iG. To the game. So, again, Brax, we talked a lot about the Juggernaut and Sven. The Invoker, you mentioned, might be a bit too slow. I really like NewBee's team fight. I think they're actually in a really good spot in terms of their team fight. I'm not sure Sakata can do enough against it in order to stop them.
Yeah, their team fight looks fantastic. And this is what I was worried about with Sven, like getting that space to farm. When you have Sven with Invoker, you do have the synergy with the Stormbolt, Sunstrike setup and everything like that, but both of these heroes, man, want so much farm.
Yeah,
that is quite worrisome.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is if you can stack up the Ancient, Sven can take that. Invoker can find farm elsewhere in the jungle, but yeah, it's not going to be
easy. That is true. There are lots of places to farm. Tons of jungle camps and everything. And you know what's interesting is Paparazzi usually plays their Invoker. Like, they usually swap it up. Sakata used to play it in the very beginning, but then Paparazzi played it one game and he went totally ham. And ever since then, he plays it pretty much every time, and now they don't have that option.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out for Sakata. He's going to start with the early exhort, gets up the bounty rune. Dogfights will block for him, and then they'll tether up towards that top lane and move into a defensive tri-lane. Do you think that Dogfights will be charging mid very often? I mean, is Quap somebody they can even kill with just the Spirit Breaker, or is he going to just sit top and try to help out there for the most part?
I think he'll just sit top and try to ruin Enigma's game. Like, if Enigma goes to jungle, he'll follow him into the jungle.
Yeah.
I don't think he can really do anything mid lane, and he probably can't do anything bottom lane for quite some time as well, so he's just going to try to make this Enigma's life miserable.
Yeah. Enigma already getting some efficiency. He sent his first set of Eidolons over to the Alpha Wolf, got a little bit of damage on them. Every little bit counts. So, but already he has to back up, and he's like, yep, got a jungle. And guess what? You're right. Dogfights is nearby, and he is ready to zone. And that's not going to be easy for KP to deal with. This is not going to be a fun time in the early game.
This is so annoying, and eventually this might annoy Enigma enough to where support has to rotate, and then it'll free up the bottom lane for iG.Vitality and the Samsung as well. So it's a good way to create space.
Not quite the game iG.Vitality had like he had last game, where he had an aggro tri lane and he absolutely owned. He still might be able to get farmed, but already the rot. The Blade Fury spin, he has got Burrow Strike, cannot get it off in time. It's the rot and the auto attack for Pudge that get the kill. Oh, it's a much different game.
It's not an easy lane for him at all.
He's just going to rotate back down immediately. The good news for KP is he will not go down and give away first blood, despite him not having the most farm in the world in the early stage. He's still a minute 43 in. It's very early. Kaka roaming in. Hook will come through. He hits it perfectly. Followed up with a Frostbite coming in. Already 1 for 1, but I don't believe they will get a kill out of it. He has to Burrow Strike away, and he has to salve up immediately. Now with only 2 tangos left in this lane, iG.Vitality having a very rough time after the start. Oh, he's coming back again.
Start to get some experience now.
Well, Kaka already being aggressive, roaming over. He's like, I'm just going to get this 2-minute rune. You can't get it clearly. If you do, I'll rot you and just hook you. So he's going to secure himself some more money. That's one thing you need as the Pudge. Meanwhile, Cold Snap mid, SCC taking a lot of damage, but is going to be able to get away. A little to no mana, has to salve up. The illusion's coming in, trying to cancel it, but he'll only get it a little bit after he popped it. So SCCC getting a little bit of HP back at the very least, but already this lane, Invoker trying to bully him out.
Top lane, they're actually charging KP under the tower.
TP already coming in from the Pudge, though. They're ready, and they're going to send in another TP, and that's going to be the CM. Kaka nearby needs a rot. They're going to find the Frostbite, the hook as well, and Super looks like he is going to fall here. Cannot get the bottle off. Meanwhile, the Stormhammer coming in for the stun, but it's not enough to stop them from getting that kill.
Alright, so a bit of a pretty aggressive play there, man. They dive in, TP response come out, but now Sand King is 1v1 against the Juggernaut.
That's the space he's looking for.
Yep, exactly. So in the end, it's not that bad.
But meanwhile, KP will get some of these creep waves pushed under his tower. He'll get some experience now up to level 3. Eventually, this gets a lot easier as he gets more levels into the Eidolons. Faith is also going to start jungling as well. Meanwhile, mid lane, Sakata running from Super and Kaka, who's looking for another hook. Couldn't quite find it. So his roaming has been, I mean, he got the kill bottom. He almost got another one. He roams up top. The Frostbite into hook, a pretty good combination. It was already working out pretty well for him this game.
Yeah, and there might be some real kill potential here mid lane too if Wiz decides to leave no boots up on Invoker. You can just run in with the Shadow Strike to try to set up the hook.
Well, the 2 Shadow Strike too, so Kaka needs to be careful. Here comes Kaka. That'll force Sakata back up into the high ground. Some vision for both teams in Observer Ward up in the high ground. Meanwhile, Io will come and grab a rune. It's a haste rune. Tether up and help out Sakata. But again, this is the good thing for iG.Vitality is KYXY is getting free farm. I don't believe they've stacked the Ancients once over here at the top shrine, and that'll help out. But I would imagine Super stacks this at least once more in the next couple of minutes.
Yep. Sven, big hero, man. This is not a hero you want to leave alone to just let him do his thing in the early parts of the game. He actually has points in the Stormhammer. You see a lot of Sven nowadays, just 1 point in Stormhammer, 1 point in the Warcry, and just max cleave, but choosing to put 2 points in the Stormhammer. I mean, it's only 1 point. It's probably not a big deal at all. He's still going to have tons of levels in the cleave, so I'd be worried if he did max out Stormhammer.
Yeah, especially because it's KP farming in the jungle a lot right now. It's kind of interesting. You know, that's where he's been for the majority of the game. Either that or behind his tower. He's not really pushed up past his tier 1. So killing KP is difficult. It's really only if the rest of NewBee come in and try to make something happen. But he will get that greater cleave, especially because they've already stacked this yet again for Super, as you would expect. And we'll see if he can take it. I mean, at some point he's going to go for Mask Madness, and in fact, that is what he's building now for KYXY. Standard Sven pickup. Meanwhile, Dogfight's coming in, trying to steal some of the creeps from KP. And then on the other side, a big stack that's being taken by Newbee as well. Mugi just spinning it down to get some good CS from this as well.
Stack Dota.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
We're back. You know, Dota just cycles between the metas, man.
Right.
Gonna
There's.
come back to this eventually as well.
Yeah. We'll see how it works out for iG.Vitality. Again, the Invoker needs a lot of space, and they haven't gotten any Sunstrike kills. You know, they haven't had any Stormhammer opportunities, and that's where you could get a considerable amount of farm for Cicada, but it's not really happening. They're kind of more okay with just getting these stacks up, and I don't know if they could find anybody anyways, even with a Sunstrike, as everybody's playing pretty far back for Newbee. It's kind of farming.
Hard heroes to kill, man.
Yeah.
Outside of the Enigma, you don't really see Queen of Pain being able to get killed, or even the Juggernaut.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's not easy. But already the push coming into Newbee, being very aggressive here. Looking for a hook as well. Kaka has the vision, and July and Super will finally see him. Super just narrowly sidesteps that hook. Now SCC coming in as well. And July going to get auto-attacked. Super's going to get pushed back. They really want to make sure that the tower goes down because of this rotation from Swap. So they will get this tier 1 tower first of the game, and then KP will take over mid in the meantime. We'll take a cold snap to the face, but he should be okay. Gets back up to the high ground. Now level 5. Another hook coming in, but Kaka will miss again. That hook speed, slow. Not great, but they go for the rot, and with the Shadow Strike and a couple of auto attacks, Super should be dead. It's the Scream of Pain that does the job. So even without the hook, they still get the kill nonetheless. Just like that, and the tier 1 tower falls as well.
Yep, thanks to that nice ward vision. And there's no real response coming out from iG.Vit here. I mean, Sven can't even damage this top tower. And then Enigma rotated down to the mid lane to prevent that tower from taking any damage.
More stack Dota. Look at this. KYXY is farming a giant stack.
Yep, he pops the ultimate for that too. So I guess they have that going for them. They weren't able to really do anything to respond to that tower push, but they're just acquiring their own farm.
And again, as a Sven, you want to get a lot of an advantage early on in terms of net worth. And so far, I mean, he's still pretty close to the Jug. But at some point in time, especially when he gets this Mask of Madness, he'll start eclipsing the Jug, assuming he stays alive, and just farms up these ancient stacks, among other things.
Yep, he's also got the Wisp too to help him get from camp to camp and stack up all these camps for him.
Right.
Like, that's how Wisp is going to get his experience this game. He's only level 2.5 at 8 minutes in, but that's just the life sometimes. He knows
really?
he can get it all back.
Oh my god. That seems a little rough.
It's quite rough. I mean, Kaka's 4.5 and Faith is 5 at this point of the game, but hey, he can leech some experience from these stacks, hopefully.
That, and maybe they take a team fight and Super's like, oh, I just got 2 levels out of that. But he might just die here. Kaka throws a ward down. Super's going to back up. He knows this is a bit of a dangerous position. Needs to be careful. On the other side, Mugi came in, took the bounty rune, I believe, and now is heading towards mid. Looks like they're really trying to put the pressure onto iG.Vit early on in this game. They don't want this Sven to get out of control, and I think this is the best time to do it. They know they can't fight with the Sven, so, well, I say that, but KYXY is here.
He's charged in there, man.
Yeah, here, speaking of charge, Dogfight comes in, Stormhammer, I believe Faith is dead. God Strength comes out, now Kaka, great Sonic Wave coming in from SCC. Dogfight's in trouble, KYXY, now the Omni Slash will come through the Blades here. Can they get this kill? Mugi taking a lot of damage, it's a triple for SCC. Can Mugi get out? One more auto attack, the Burrow Strike is there. It's a 3-for-2 trade. Now SCC trying to hightail it out of there. And that was so close at the end there. Maybe 3-for-3, I think, actually, at the end of the day. So, great Sonic Wave coming in. Yes, they got the Sven, but they did get a couple kills on Newbee as well.
Yeah, and with that, Wisp is level 3 now. He's really rolling in the levels.
Oh, he's in. Soon
Yeah,
that tome, and dude, 1 minute before the tome, he's good. And he gets the bounty rune, too.
You know, he can always catch up. It's one of these heroes where his early levels don't do a whole lot, but his 6 does a lot, so he just spends his time accelerating his team's farm. It's honestly not that bad.
In July, going to get a hook, but Burrow strikes away immediately. Dismember not been skilled up yet as he's not level 6 for Kaka. So, still a pretty good job for the Pudge early on in this game. But yeah, Mugi goes down there, and that's just the Sven turning onto the Jug and kind of owning, even with Blade Fury.
Mid lane Super getting gone on here again. He's gonna make it out. He's good.
Overcharge, Shadow Strike, killing him, but he might be okay. Yeah, he should be fine. He could just bottle up again.
Fairy Fire saved his life there, but that was Sven without any real items in that team fight. Just manning up with the God Strength. He didn't even have the Mask of Madness there. Now he's gonna farm up the stack. Oh, tons of experience for Super. This isn't even gonna be a level, man. This is sad.
That's the, yeah. He's still not level 4. Now, there he goes. All right. He's getting there, man. Slowly but surely.
That was like 5 minutes of his life there, stacking that camp for him, and he's still only level 4.
It's like 1 level out of it.
Yeah.
Miserable.
That's better than nothing, at least. And he's got the tome, so he's at 5, and then he's somewhat close to 6, but It's not that bad.
He honestly doesn't care as long as his Sven is getting farm, and he sure is. KYX by now to 5,000 in net worth, a little bit above the Queen of Pain, Mask of Madness, and he will go Halberd next. So, what do you think about this Halberd pickup here from KYX by Brax?
It looks pretty good. I mean, he just needs to tank up and beef up so he doesn't get brought down as fast, and IO helps him survive these fights as well. This could be pretty awkward here. KYX has walking the
Yeah, Stormhammer, Kaka cannot get the hook off or the rod. That was awkward.
That was quite awkward.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was a little weird. Meanwhile, Taipei will throw the Midnight Pulse, get the trees down. They have Black Hole. They also should have Dismember now, and this should be a kill. There it is. Screaming Pain comes out. SEC comes and takes the kill from them. And they can start pressuring this Tier 1 tower top now that the Eidolons are up. By the way, KP building into Midas, so looks like they're going to kind of have that to fall back on, at least for the Enigma. Any other Midas in this game? I don't think so.
That's it. Midas very good on Enigma, especially with that level 15 cooldown reduction talent.
Yeah.
It helps secure your big items like those great things. You know, iG.Vit, they can't fight at all, so they realize they just have to split push, but Newbee, they're setting up, man.
Yeah. They're going to try to TP in. A couple heroes at the top side. KYX might need to leave. Frostbite Malefice coming out as well. They have hold. They want to use it, and they will. The out tether comes in as well. Jump it. They will cancel it. Sonic Wave coming out onto 2. Super slow. They've already lost Sven. They're trying to bring him down. The Frostbite will do so. And again, Sven too far in. They grab the kill. They lose nothing for it, including that Tier 1 tower, which is now still alive and half HP, and they get the Tier 1 tower on top of all of that.
Man, this is what we were talking about, though. The slow-paced lineup from iG.Vit, Sven and Voker both needing lots of time to be ready to take these fights. And it's just odd when you look at a hero like Enigma, who is this ultra-late gamer, and he's faster paced than these heroes.
Yeah. Charge in, Boogie. Spin will come through. They'll drop down as well. That's from SCCC just to make sure if they wanted to turn they could, but they're not trying to commit too hard for this Tier 1 tower yet. They've already done a considerable amount of damage to it. And in the meantime, the Pudge farming bottom as well, so it's starting to get pretty interesting here for iG.Vitality, you know? Maybe wait for another hole. Do you try pushing again if you're a newbie? Like, maybe mid, taking that down?
This tower is so low that they might, but they're going to have to be really careful because In July is 50 gold away from his Blink Dagger, so... I mean, if they do, that could be a costly mistake for them and give iG.Vit some openings here that they currently don't have.
Yeah.
Holes down for 2 minutes. If they were to force something, that could be pretty bad. Sonic Wave, minute cooldown as well.
And again, In July had a giant impact in that game he just played up against Warriors Game Unity as that Sand King. He feels very comfortable on the hero. And now with the Blink Dagger, I'm sure he's ready to go. He's already hiding in the trees. They're Quelling Bladed it up just so they can give him some space. And we'll see if Newbee go for this. Alright. Grouped up. He's
kind of just hovering around. I think they have an idea that he probably has it, but they're just trying to bait the Queen of Pain to see if they go on it. If that happens, they can always hook to save him and try to turn the fight that way. I mean, Queen of Pain is pretty tanky too. On Intreads, 1300 health.
Pretty strong. Significant armor as well with 11 for right now. They'll push into the tower, and we'll see if they commit here on iG.Vitality. Kaka walking up. He will find the hook. The Dismember is there. Blink Burrow comes in onto 1. Sunstrike will fall up as well. Here's the cleave, already bringing down both the supports. Faith survives. Meanwhile, the Omni Slash blows up at least the Spirit Breaker, and they will be able to make it out now, but they still will lose both supports there. And now In July chasing further. Blink Burrow was not there, and they will turn this into a Tier 1 tower. At least they'll attempt to for iG.Vitality.
I mean, good hold from iG.Vit. Their team fight is getting stronger, but this push looks quite hard, man. Midnight Pulse is laid down, Pudge is respawning, same with Crystal Maiden. I think he's probably going to have to back up here. Yep. No Sven ult as well, so if he does choose to farm the stack, it could take quite a while.
Yeah, without God's strength, it'll take some time. He will have his Mask of Madness back up in 3. They have the Shrine of just to be alive. Meanwhile, they're running back mid for Newbee. At least Kaka, SCC, and Faith are. They really want the steer attack. It's about to go down. Boom. One auto attack. That's all it takes.
They could have potentially denied it. I guess they weren't paying attention.
Alright, so how big is this Aghanim Scepter for the Invoker? How much will this do for them in terms of these team fights?
So Invoker isn't really based around the Ags. Ags amplifies what he already has, but that is his levels. He needs lots of levels to get 100 points and extra flex and everything like that, so we can actually use some impactful spells. It's good, but it's not enough to get into the next step. Like the Aghanims, the Blink Dagger, the Trap, and the then that's when it's really scary. But I mean, Newbee, they're just forcing Roshan, and it looks like there's no real response to yet from iG.Vit. Smoke up, and they're probably going to realize they're doing Roshan, but I don't think we're full on just yet.
They're charging in. Moogie's going to get caught, but he's going to spin immediately. Taipei making sure Angeli can't come through. Hook misses. Frostbite will come out. They get the skill to dismember. Is there Black Hole used as well as the relocate comes up perfectly timed from Taipei. That's what he was waiting for. The Sonic Wave on top of it all. Super slow. The Frostbite comes through Sakata a little bit late to the party. Scream of Pain. Can they bring KYXY down? They want this kill. Shadow Strike will come out. Can they chase him down or will they back up? That's the question. Still taking a lot of right-click damage. Scream of Pain comes in. KYXY getting kited to hell. Mugi coming in as well. The Blade Fury. One more auto attack might bring him down, but he can't get it off. The Frostbite was up perfectly timed. Sakata will make it away. The charge coming through as well onto Faith, but it's already too little too late for iG.Vit. They've lost the fight, and they've probably lost Roche as well.
Yeah, big team fight coming out there. KP, man, I think he won that fight big time. He found Sand King, Angeli Sand King in the top part of that Roshan area. He just stopped his blink dagger the whole time. He couldn't get a good thorough epi off or anything.
Yeah, Angeli wanted to get in there so bad and he couldn't do so. Again, a great Black Hole. Sunstrike does a lot of damage. They're going to charge in. They want to try to fight this. Everybody's back up except for the Sven. Dogfight's coming in. Jump in. There's going to be the Frostbite along with the Crystal Nova as well, but Faith getting caught and chunked down as well. Blade Fury. Dogfights will die. Super's going to maybe try to make it out. Can he tether through? He gets it off. Now that it's Dismember coming out, looks like Kaka's trying to fight this. Dust coming in. They want Super, and they will find him. Scream of Pain. Everybody solo. Sakata is going to be next. Kaka will get a double kill. The Rock coming in big there. And again, without the Sven, iG.Vit lose another fight. And again, they will lose Roche. Assuming, you know, the Sven doesn't do anything too crazy.
This game feels like it's crumbling out of iG.Vit's hands right now. Sven is so close to the Blink Dagger. You get Blink Dagger in these team fights. I mean, we just saw what happened in these team fights, man. He gets Shadow Striked, and then he literally just can't hit anyone. He just walks around trying to hit them the entire time, unable to do so, and just like that, Newbee take Roshan.
Yeah, and Mugi's doing well, but it's this Quap that is snowballing out of control for SCCC. Like, he's going to have a Lincoln Sphere very soon. He almost has enough for the Ultimate Orb. He has the Aegis now. He's level 14. Had an excellent start. He's been involved in a significant amount of these kills, 16, and will probably continue to be. Mugi now is an SMY to keep him tanky. One of the first games you'll see Jug not go Manta. I haven't seen this too often, but SMY will keep him tanky and hopefully alive against this Sven and pretty much everybody else from iG.Vit.
Yep, typically that's the build against these illusion clears. So SCC has some trouble here.
The Aegis gone, that's huge. Can they get him twice though? Kaka getting charged. It's not a good start for Newbee. Mugi is coming in now. Sonic Wave to come through. Hook is going to miss. They blow up Super, and now maybe they can deal with KYXY. Malefice, Frostbite, the Omni Slash. He's so tanky, but not tanky enough. Deafening Blast coming through, but Angeli still getting spun on by Mugi. A couple more auto attacks will do the job. They'll turn their attention to Sakata, the bigger kill, and he will fall. Now coming in SCC. Right back in with a Scream of Pain, a double kill and a godlike spree for him. And again, like you mentioned, crumbling. Now an 8,000 net worth advantage for Newbee, and potentially more as they'll try to take down the tier 2 tower.
My God, man. And we see KYXY not going for the Blink Dagger now. He's realizing that, hey, I need BKB to actually give him 5 heroes for longer than 2 seconds in these team fights. It's still so far away from him, man. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be coming anytime soon at all. That seems to be the story with Sven lately. Like, we know that if this hero is left unchecked, he can do massive amounts of damage. Blinks in, 2 shots, everyone with the cleave, but it's always a problem getting there, it feels like.
Well, and the kiting issue is going to be worse until he gets that BKB. I mean, it's just so tough for him now to find any a good engage, I guess you could say. He just gets caught every single time. I mean, Frostbite, Malefice are up and often enough, and Shadow Strike to kite him throughout these entire engagements. So he really needs his BKB, and he's starting to lose map control as well. If they could take over this bottom Ancient Stack, you know, they've already kind of got control of mid. But if they can take control of this bottom Ancient Stack, they should do a pretty good job of keeping a handle on this Sven. But he is pretty close to that BKB now. The recipe is not too far off, assuming they can get some more room and time for KYXY. But that's the problem with them, just getting that space for him.
That's very true. And I mean, they still do have good team fight with Sand King, Blink Dagger, Invoker spells as well. It's only going to keep scaling into this game. But it's going to be difficult to deal with items like Lincoln Sphere on Queen of Pain. A lot of their initiation is that blink in and, you know, focus one hero down. Lincoln's makes it very, very difficult, especially when it blocks the Sanctum stun charge, Stormhammer as well. They'll
Relocate. They're looking for Kaka, and they're going to find it. It looks like no forced out for now. Still chasing. Another Stormhammer will come through. TP's, but it'll be too late to save him. Can they find a black hole? Yes, they will. KP coming in on to 3. They'll lose Super. Can they get dogfights? He's low. The Frostbite up on KYX. The freezing field. He's dead. And they get dogfights on top of it. KP with the blank dagger coming in perfectly timed. And I'm sure Kaka is extraordinarily happy with that trade.
Dude, he's so tanky on his Pudge. 2300 HP on your support Pudge in 21 minutes forces that level of commitment to where Newbee can just turn around with a blink black hole. Like, if that's any other hero, like a Crystal Maiden or something, they die instantly, right?
Yeah. Oh, she would be dead. She has no items. This is not the Faith game we saw last game. But 13 flesh heap stacks for this Pudge right now. He's pretty insane. All right,
that's your support too, man. He's just so tanky.
Oh, man. I feel like that's what Dogfights is supposed to be in terms of his tankiness, and he doesn't feel like it at all.
No, he's actually going for the Shadow Blade. I mean, that's a pretty good item. That's for Spirit Breaker when he can charge an invis to find some of these engages a bit better. I mean, just... I don't know if it's going to be early enough, man. There's so many items up online from Newbee right now, and they're just rolling from tower to tower.
Yeah, I think they could even wait for another Roshan as well. Maybe take a... I mean, they've taken all the tier 2 towers now, so wait for another Rosh, get another Aegis, and this time Cheese. And then maybe find a high ground fight or something along those lines. A pick off or two might be useful as well. They've got everything they need, and it's going to get worse and worse for this Sven. It looks like, I think the AC was being the choice for SCC, but he's turning his attention now towards the Orchid instead, which might be better. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks good, especially against Joker, who's not going to have anything to deal with it for a really long time. He wants a bunch of different items right now. He has Boots of Travel and Blink Dagger in his quick buy, so probably not looking for anything. I mean, this is like the juke too, right? You see Queen of Pain, she has that plate mail, no other item slots, so you're not really going to expect this Orchid when it comes out.
Yeah. You won't.
Looks pretty good.
You won't itemize for it. Well, I mean, you already have the BKB for the Sven, but, well, almost.
Outside of that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
like a
really
Lincoln Sphere or something for the Invoker. But we'll see. I mean, they again, this game is still, it's not over. I mean, there is an 11,000 net worth advantage for Newbee, and that is significant. But again, late game, you've got it. Unfortunately, Dogfights, well, he's going to find himself in the grid yet again. The charge, good attempt, but he got Maleficed, and he'll get dropped. So, nice little pickup there. Meanwhile, coming mid is going to be iG.Vit. They're trying to take over the enemy jungle, as the Radiant jungle, or excuse me, the Dire jungle is not really safe to farm at this point. They're going to stay together for iG.Vit. That is a BKB now for the Enigma, and there's not really anything that can stop this black hole from coming in any further.
Yep, I think iG.Vit's hope of taking a team fight at all at this point of the game has just gone out the window right now. See if they can't split push the tier 2 tower bottom. KYXY. Pops the God's strength. They do have alacrity, but here comes that blink dismember from Kaka. Jumping in, Scream of Pain. Meatballs drop down. The EMP is there as well. Relocate out, and they will make it away. Sakata also keeping home, and they won't find anybody other than the IO, I would imagine. So, IO giving his life, but does a pretty good job of it. They don't get the tier 2 tower, which is a little sad. Super will not make the great escape. He gets blown away, sadly. Yep, still they force tons of rotations there, so Sven keeps on farming. And he's just, that's the main thing, right? They just want to find some way to keep Sven farming on the map right now, because if they don't do anything, it's just going to be hopeless. We're going to control everything on the entire map. At least this way, TPs are forced, Sven farms the top lane, farms out the jungle. Good ride. Well, but you're right about the Sven farm. I mean, and these are the plays they need to make with the IO. Like, even though he's giving his life, they need KYXY to get farm in order for him to take this game. It's just something they have to do. And by not doing that, they'll get Sven nowhere on the map that's safe to farm. So, bit of a suicidal play there, but it's good. All right, man. 13,000 now, 14,000 net worth advantage for Newbee. Do you just farm if you're iG.Vit? Do you even try to take a fight anytime soon? I would assume no, but... There's no fighting for them right now. They just need to try to scrap together anything they can find. You know, they are splitting them up across the map, looking for plays where they can perhaps outnumber them, but Newbee are doing such a good job. Like, a lot of the times Mugi will be pushed in the lane on his Juggernaut, and then Kaka will be right behind him, along with KP, ready to bait the engagement if anything does happen. So it's really difficult for iG.Vit to use their heroes to their true potential, right? They want to split them up across the map and charge them and relocate to these smaller skirmishes, but they're just not being given the opportunity here because Newbee realized that, and they're covering everyone.
iG.Vit will head outside of the base. Smoked up. And they're looking for that odd man opportunity. It's not going to be easy. Blink Burrow, they'll find KP. He does have that BKB. The hook coming out. No, he's going to get charged up onto the high ground. They'll blow him away. Dogfight's now going to get chased down. Diffuser Blade is used. Here comes KYXY. There's that BKB. They want to find somebody, and it's going to have to be Faith. But the Glimmer Cape saving his life. Do they have detection? KYXY's BKB is done in about a second or so. And then after that, can they continue on here? It looks like they will throw up the Sonic Waves. Sakata might be okay, but for now, getting jumped on. Super, he doesn't have the mana for relocate. Now he does. In July coming in with a Blink Burrow. They're looking for this. The Dismember will come out. Super now in trouble. Cannot get that relocate off in time. And Sakata going to have to Ghost Walk away. The Ice Wall was there in time. And in July, now on the other side, they find this Fen. Mugi comes in, gets the kill. The Freezing Field was there. The Frostbite. Everything to lock him down. When he doesn't have that BKB, it is impossible for him to live in a fight like that. And they will lose Roche yet again for iG.Vit.
Nice. They have all the that's a big thing that happens in these kind of games, right? When you're winning the game, your supports get items. Crystal Maiden, Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, Clutch, Blink Force Staff. So many tools to deal with the Sven that just comes running in with his BKB and Mask of Madness on. Like, coming back in afterwards, Faith is able to Frostbite up Sven, and he just can't hit anyone. He dies in the Frostbite, pretty much.
Yeah. And these lockdowns for Super have been pretty immaculate as well. Once that Sven's BKB is done and he gets turned on, he needs Super, hopefully, to bail him or Sakata out, you know, with that relocate. And it's going to be a lot harder now, too. There's the Orchid up on the Queen of Pain. So not only do you have all of the lockdown from the rest of Newbee, but you have the Orchid that was just picked up for SCCC. And Super will die pretty much immediately if he gets Orchid and Scream down. So it's not an easy game for him to find these relocate saves.
Yep, and this is also the Aegis and Cheese Roshan, so this is Newbee's go time, right? This is where they want to look for that high ground opportunity, but they are sitting on a lot of gold on their Juggernaut base, so they might take some more time to farm up, giving iG.Vit some more time to farm up as well. Like, if Sven can get a Blink Dagger, right, he's going to two-shot the Crystal Maiden, and perhaps they can get something started there. They're able to find the Enigma in that fight, and they blew him up before he did anything at all. Relocate down bottom, they might find SC.
Could be huge. He has the cheese. Will not be able. Oh, he gets it off in time. I thought for sure he was dead. They needed one more auto attack and they couldn't find it. And he makes it out. I was sure they were going to get that kill.
Oh man, that was the kill they desperately wanted to. A kill on NCC at this point of the game would be so much gold in that before going back to the lane.
That is unfortunate. And now they're dealing with a push mid from Mugi. They do clear out the creep wave with the meatball.
That was the God Strength too, man. Sven has gonna have no damage for this team fight.
He luckily still has his BKB, but 50 seconds without that God Strength damage, and these heroes will survive a lot longer if they take a fight on iG.Vit. He gets Fear up. Stormhammer's gonna be blocked. More Shadow Strike damage along with the Veil. Super's like, please stop. I need to stay alive here. Him going down would be pretty problematic. But
actually snipe the healing right.
Yeah, that's good.
Might slow down this push a bit.
Dr. will miss the hook coming in. Blink Burrow, they want Mugi. He has the Aegis Stormhammer. They force him inside the base as well. He's still alive. Blade Fury out. They're going to get this kill. The Black Hole counter initiation from KP. Can they find anything out of this? Dogfight's down. And KYX might be next. The BKB pop. The Sonic Wave coming through. He wants his kill on Super. He can't find it. SCC in deep coming in. The Burrow Strike is there. Forced out. Stormhammer onto Tuki. KYX might do the damage. He needs God Strength. It's off cooldown in 1 second. Now the Frostbite coming through. He's still alive. The overcharge for Super doing some serious work. So far, only they've gotten one kill. KP coming in. Now this will come through in July, still trying to fight. Blade Fury, Sakata slowed up. Can they bring down KYXY? God Strength already used. More overcharge. Super is solo. They grab the kill. The Burrow Strike is too late. The hook comes out as well. They're going to find Sakata. The Frostbite is there. They'll grab not 1, not 2, not 3. They'll get 4 and then into 5. They have to buy back into Sakata. And he is the only one. They do have to Sven and Sand King buyback as well. And they will also have backup dogfights, but they're going to lose this set of racks almost certainly. They have no BKB for the Sven, no God Strength either, and that is going to lead into 1, maybe 2 sets of racks here if they're not careful.
Oh man, at that point in the team fight when they were so deep, when KYX got that triple stun on, if he had God Strength for like 5 seconds, that could have potentially been something in this team fight, but man, so unfortunate they didn't have the God Strength in that fight. It actually looked like it could have gone their way.
Yeah, it was tough for sure. SCC pointing in, looking to find Sakata. He's able to get out in time. The Orchid came through, and it is going to be, in fact, 2 sets of racks. And Newbee will back up. Pretty happy with what they've accomplished. iG.Vit, again, you still have a Sven and Gotch drink and can really change the complexion of these games. They're going to jump in. They have Sven TV. They want SEC. Uh-oh. Newbee are kind of all together, though. BKB will go. Hook out. Beautiful save from Kaka. SEC blinking out as well. Mugi trying to man fight here. Now needs to play for your way. There's going to be that nether strike. He's in trouble. Mask Madness. He's getting low. Deafening Blast forced up. Not into the high ground, but still alive. The Glimmer Cape saving his life for now. The Healing Ward going. He's got Omni Slash. And now Dogfights is the only one chasing him. Meanwhile, the hook onto iG.July, keeping him towards this fight. The freezing field, AYX by BKB gone. They're jumping in. They have the dismember. They get the kill, and he's down for 53. Sonic Wave blows up iG.July. Sakata will fall as well, and that's a dieback. And it is GG. Newbee outclassing iG.Vit, a 40-9 scoreline. It was never really in question, Brad.
Yeah, they look like they're on a whole different level from iG.Vit there. Definitely looks like that. These guys are just a superior team. We saw them at the Manila Masters. They looked fantastic there too, and they just brought it to this game as well. Pudge, man, I like to see Pudge a lot, and it's not the same kind of Pudge, right? Where he's going around hooking everyone. He's just hooking defensively to reset all these team fights and just be really annoying. I like it. I think it's strong.
Yeah, that was